We are checking back in with Quincy City Clerk Nicole Crispo for an update on the latest Board of License Commissioners meeting. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Joe. How are you today?
Great. Nice to see bright blue skies behind you for a change.
Yes, beautiful day out there today.
Indeed. We're getting there. We are getting there for sure. And the license board is starting to pick up too, right?
Yep. We're starting to get some spring activity on our agenda, so that's encouraging for sure.
Absolutely. We're all looking forward to that. Did you have a full complement yesterday?
We did. Everyone was in attendance, and we started off right on time at 4 p.m. with agenda item number 1, hearing regarding the request of the Bill Dunn Jr. Memorial Scholarship for a special use permit for their annual 5-mile road race and 2-mile walk through House Neck scheduled for Saturday, June 25th. Registration begins at 7 a.m. Bill Dunn Sr. was there to speak on behalf of the Bill Dunn Memorial Scholarship, and believe it or not, it's been 18 years that they've been doing the run, and it's so near and dear to their heart. You can Google Bill Dunn road race too, and if you wanted to start to register for that, and that went through 5-0.
Excellent. Nice to be thinking about things in June.
It certainly is. And agenda item number 2 was here regarding the request of the Interfaith Social Services for a special use permit for their Stop the Stigma 5K road race and walk from the Kennedy Center to Squantum and back on Saturday, April 30th. Registration begins at 8:30 a.m. Paula Daniels was there. She spoke of the road race, 48 years in existence.
Wow.
And they've been doing from the Kennedy Center since 2012. This is a timed race, which, if you wanted to compete, this is a good one to do it. All the money goes to mental health services in the community, so that's a great thing. They're expecting about 500 people, and that went through 5-0 as well.
Okay, it's always a great event. They make it a big kind of family day, not just the road race. They have
and they're
games and concessions and stuff.
excellent, and they're expected to raise $80,000. So
Wow.
That's wonderful.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And agenda item number 3 was hearing regarding the request of Off the Hook Bar and Grill at 1269 C Street for a special use permit and extension of licensed premise permit for their St. Patrick's Day event, which will be on Saturday, March 19th. The event will run from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. on the Bayview Ave side, with a tent to go out onto the sidewalk there. It will have the sides and I believe some heat. There'll be music indoors, a beer and maybe a special cocktail set up outside. And that also went through 5-0.
Okay, very good. That's the old Louis, right?
Yes, John Galligan was there and spoke about, picking up, doing events this coming spring and summer, and wanted to kick it off with a St. Patrick's Day event. And next was agenda item number 4, which was a hearing regarding the request of Charles Kwan for a lodging home license for the premise located at 110 Billings Street. Charles Kwan was there to represent. Mr. Kwan has been operating a boarding house, a lodging home there for quite some time, and does not have the proper licenses. So he has to be in compliance with health IT and fire. So he's working with Director Duker on getting what he needs. So Director Duker asked if we could continue this to a date uncertain, so that Mr. Kwan can do the updates. He has been told that the residents that were living there, he found temporary place for them to live
Oh, okay.
while he does the work there. And he's approved for 8 lodgers, and we'll get back to it as soon as Mr. Kwan's updates are made.
Oh, okay. So cracking down then, making sure folks are properly licensed.
Yeah, this one, Mr. Kwan said that there was, or excuse me, Jay Duca said that there was a certificate of occupancy for a lodging home there in the 80s, but then it was never updated.
Okay.
And Mr. Kwan bought it later, but assumed, and first moved his family in there, and then eventually went back to a lodging house there. So he's got some work to do, and he's going to do it, and we'll hear from him at a later date.
Okay.
And number 5 was hearing regarding the request of Chanel LLC doing business as Marina Bay Market, Gloria L. Sharafa, manager for the change of license category for their off-premise license from wine and malt beverages to all alcohol beverages for the premise located at 532 Victory Road. The location is a first floor retail store with approximately 2,728 square feet. Gloria L. Sharafa was there and spoke about the Marina Bay Market. It was advertised on January 27th in the Quincy Sun, and the abutters were all notified. We did have email from Councilor Harris in favor, and the landlord at Marielle, and over 20 neighbors all chimed in with support for Marina Bay Market. That being said, there was some talk about Nips being there, and at the beginning, they're not going to sell Nips, but eventually they think that they probably will. But it's first and foremost a market.
Okay.
With full liquor. So they wanted to make sure that people know that it's not just a liquor store.
Oh, I
It's
see.
a market.
Okay. Well, it's a good size.
Yeah.
I mean, over 2,700 square feet. That's a good.
Right. It's a beautiful market.
Is it? I've not been.
Yeah, it's a beautiful market, and they do a great job. They said that they wanted to add the all alcohol for the people that live down there, essentially, people that, and boaters and things like that stay on their boats for, overnights and what have you. So that went through 5-0 as well.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Next hearing is on February 22nd.
Okay. And this shortened month of February.
I know. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nikki. That's great. Now put your city clerk's hat on.
Okay.
And bring us up to date on census, elections, what's going on.
Certainly. Our city census should be going out in the mail soon. We have had a couple of setbacks just due to getting our new maps, getting all the woods and precincts that we had to get changed in our vital records computers with the state, get over to the city side, get that done so that everybody that gets a census will have their new ward and precinct right on it. We thought that was important, a good first step to, letting people know of a change. We're going to send out a letter or a card as we get closer to the election to let people know if they had a change in their ward and precinct. It looks like about 7,500 people had a change. The first map that we came up with went back to the drawing board a second time. We took another look. We had to change some lines due to representative seats, and we did that. So, we'll only have one split district in our city as opposed to 8 with the first map.
Okay.
So I thought it was really important that we go back and get another look at it and make some things right. And we did the best that we could, considering, and that's done, but it's taken some time.
Sure. I think that's a great idea to put the new precincts on the census. Although, speaking from personal experience, I'm sure a lot of people won't even realize that.
I know. But I think it is important, a good first step to let us know that that everything is in its correct place.
Yep.
So once we get that done, the state primary date is set for September 6th. So I want to say, the beginning of August.
Mhm.
And that's also depending on if we have early voting, if we have mail vote, that we get the information out to the residents as soon as possible.
Yep.
To let them know. But it's still between the House and the Senate. The versions haven't been all ironed out yet. So once we get that information, we'll pass it on. We'll be putting a list of the new ward and precincts and the changes in the Quincy Sun. We'll give it to you, of course, so we can put it up on QATV so that people have an idea of where the changes are. With the first map, there were about 15,000 changes. With the second map, there's about 7,500
You
changes.
cut it in half, basically. Okay.
So, yeah. So, less people will be affected for the next 10 years.
Very good. Yes. Will the new precincts on the census form, Nikki, also give their voting location?
They don't give the voting location, but you'll see it on there, and you can certainly go to the city website, and we have a list there.
Okay.
Of the polling places.
Okay. So the news is, folks, when you get your city census in the mail, take note of your precinct and jot it down on a Post-it and stick it up on the refrigerator so you'll know.
We're gonna be sending them out too. We'll send out, a colorful card or something to let people know that if they were affected by the changes, but I really believe it's best to do it closer to the election.
I think you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Given human nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Very good. Anything else? I
think that's it.
All righty. Good to talk to you. Appreciate it. Let's catch up after the next license meeting if we could.
Certainly.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.